Hey adventurers, welcome back to Underdark Cellars. Today we are doing something super fun to celebrate Christmas, or in this household, Christmas. We are taking my favorite holiday cookie, gingerbread, and we are turning it into dice. Let's go ahead and get started. That was an accident. We need a ton of all-purpose flour. To this, we're going to add in baking powder, baking soda, ground cloves, ground cinnamon, ground ginger, fresh ground pepper, coarse sea salt, and I like my gingerbread spicy, so we're adding in a little bit of cayenne pepper. We're gonna whisk this together until everything is evenly distributed, and it already smells amazing. Once our dry ingredients are mixed together, we're gonna go ahead and take this bowl and set it aside. In the bowl of a stand mixer with a paddle attachment, we need 4 sticks of butter softened at room temperature. To this, we're going to add 2 cups of packed dark brown sugar, and we're going to beat this until nice and fluffy. Once it's nice and fluffy, we're going to add to this 4 large eggs. Give this a quick mix. And then we're going to add in our molasses. Now we're going to scrape down the sides again. And we are going to beat this until it is really well combined. We have a lot of dry ingredients, so this is going to be a pretty wet and goopy mix. It smells amazing though. All right, once that's done, we are going to scoot this out of the way. We are going to make a well in the middle, since there's no way in Avernus that all of this flour is going to fit into my little stand mixer. So we are going to do this by hand. Alright, now if strength is your dump stat, this is not for you. Barbarians, time to shine. We're gonna hand mix this baby. My shoulder just popped. Ow, it just popped again. This is a super thick dough. So here we've got our dough. This needs to chill overnight before we can cut it out. So I'm going to portion this into 3 or 4, hopefully relatively equal sized dough balls. We're going to wrap those really tight in plastic wrap, and we're going to store them in the fridge overnight, and then I will see you tomorrow. It is the next day, and this has been thoroughly chilled. Before I can cut this out using these templates that I made, we need to let this come up to room temperature for a little bit, so it'll be a little easier to roll out. Our gingerbread is softened up enough for us to be able to roll it out. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on my work surface. So now that we've got this nice and rolled out, we are going to start cutting out our stuff. Now, normally with gingerbread, you would roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick, but because we're doing structures, I want these to crisp up really well. So we're rolling it out a little bit thinner than 1/4 inch. I think I'm gonna get started on the D4s, or the triangles, because I have so many of them to do. I wanna make sure I have enough. Once we cut them out, we need to put them on a parchment paper lined baking sheet. So I'm going to line this baking sheet with parchment paper, and then once they're cut out, they actually have to chill before they can go in the oven, because we want these to be nice and firm so they don't spread out and lose their shape. So these are cut out. I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and we're gonna keep cranking stuff out. While that's also in the fridge, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So these are nice and chilled. We're gonna pop these in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes. We will see you then. Alright, now I need to let these cool. So many cookies in this kitchen. Alright, so I'm going to transfer these to these cooling racks, and then I think I'm going to put some new parchment paper down. I have 32 of these triangles to cut out, and so far I've gotten 24 cut out. So that will free up some room in the fridge for me, and let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Back into the oven we go for another 14 minutes. 12 hours later, all of the gingerbread is cooked. I did have to make an additional batch and chill that for an hour, so that added some time, but we're ready to move on. Let's make some icing. I have my whisk attachment, and I'm realizing you may not be able to see into this bowl. I have 8 egg whites that are chilled. We're gonna go ahead and beat these until nice and foamy. To this, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Yeah, I don't have my measuring spoon, so we're gonna eyeball this. So 1 squeeze, 2 squeezes of lemon juice. And we're gonna whip this for 1 minute. At this point, we're gonna start adding in our 12 cups of powdered sugar. And we're gonna start adding this in a little bit at a time. So we're gonna do about half of this at first. We're gonna keep at it. We're gonna keep adding. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So before we can even attempt to put the D&D dice together, they have to be decorated because there's no way I'm going to be able to decorate sides like on a D10 that are sloped downwards. So the idea is to decorate each side and then let them cure overnight, and then we can put them all together on one last day of this project. So with that, shall we meet our contestants? I'm actually a little scared to bring this all over. For the D10 and D100, meet these guys. For the D6, for the D12, and last but certainly not least, for the D4, D8, and D20, we have this stack and this stack. I'm gonna start with the D4 and work my way up. This is gonna take up so much space. I'm just realizing I'm not gonna be able to stack these. For this, I'm using disposable piping bags. We're gonna start with a little bit at a time. The D4s. I need 3 of these guys. We don't need huge numbers. We will decorate these once we know all of them have their numbers on them. I'm gonna decorate these off screen for the most part because I want you to be surprised by how cute they are. But I will see you tomorrow for assembly. It is day 3 of this project. I'm so tired. But today is final assembly day. So instead of assembling these with royal icing, because these pieces are structural, we're going to use melted sugar to stick them together. Sugar is very strong, so I'm gonna get my induction burner out and we are going to melt sugar enough that we can use that to essentially glue the edges together. Fingers crossed that this works, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't. All right. Shall we? Carefully dip this guy in here and place you there. And then I'm gonna dip this guy in here. And place you right there. We are making a mess already. Oh boy. Oh boy. Time is of the essence. Back in here. 1, 2, 3. No, we're just gonna. Oh boy. Cayenne, how are we gonna? This is not working. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Don't recommend doing this by hand. That. Okay, so the 4. Ow. And that's why we're careful with sugar, kids. In the club, we all, fam. In the club, we all in pain. All right. Well, this is gonna look insane. It actually is starting to look pretty good. Maybe I could go out for an underwater welding job if this doesn't turn out. And I am scared. that, and then we're just gonna carefully, because I don't want to burn myself. It's perfect.
1 hour later.
It's 7 p.m. I have been working on this project for 7 hours today, on top of 14 hours yesterday, on top of 3 hours the day before. I don't know how many hours that is. I'm working on my 4th batch of melted sugar to connect the giant D20. D20 is huge. I don't think you understand. I'm just having a crisis. Just having a minor existential crisis. It's fine. We'll be fine. We'll get through this.
1 hour later.
Good news, guys. It's staying together. I just flipped it over so that I could secure some of the... I just flipped it over so that I could secure some of the interior, I don't want to say seams, but seams on the D20, and I'm just gonna show you inside. Look at this. Look, how did we get here? Look, how did we get here? Oh, it doesn't kill you, it gives you more burns. Progress. A couple places cracked, angles were wrong, but I think we're in the home stretch. So I can get this done tonight. And that really hurts. Hi. So they are assembled. They're a little rough looking, but that's okay because I made extra royal icing. So I am going to use that to pipe over and cover up the gross seams and gaps in these dice. I am honestly baffled that this even remotely worked out. So I will see you once I have done the touch-ups and for the final reveal. I don't think you're quite ready for how these turned out. Let me introduce you to our gingerbread dice. You guys, I don't think you truly understand how large these are, and they turned out so good! They look amazing! I'm so happy they turned out. The fact that they're even standing, this D20 has been stressing me out for the last several hours. I have 3 burns, 3 sugar burns for this. This might help. This is a banana for scale. But that brings us to the end of the episode. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, drop those down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do stuff like this all the time. Ring the notification bell so you're the first to know when new videos go live. And that's it. So adventurers, take care of yourselves, do something nice for someone else, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. How could I forget? But do they roll? I was asked this question by a friend of mine, and we're gonna find out. Normal D8. This D8. I mean, it didn't completely fall apart. D10! Let's go, let's go! 9. They roll, and they didn't completely fall apart. So that's another huge win.